You mentioned the medical records.
No, ma'am. No, wait a minute. No, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Facts are important.
So you try to fact check somebody and it backfired and your fact ends up getting a factectomy. What is going on, good people? Welcome to the channel Model Renaissance Man. I am Ty Smith. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure you hit this thumbs up button right here. That way my content can consistently be recommended to you and it helps push this message out in the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you follow me on all the platforms you see above and below. Last but not least, double check and make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel, okay? Let's get ready to get right on into this, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to give Mike Johnson his props on this one right here. First of all, hitting people back with facts is what a lot of the mainstream media and, like, you know, a person who I adore and love because of his wisdom, Thomas Sowell, said one thing that kept him and one thing that got him out of being a Marxist is facts. Well, one thing I know that a lot of people who seem to be brainwashed seem to hate are facts. So Mike Johnson goes on, he goes on here with, you know, Kamala Harris's sister, you know, her AKA sister, Kirsten Walker, and completely embarrassed her. Completely embarrassed her. How? You know what? I don't want to give too much away because y'all won't believe the stuff that she was trying to even say to him about Trump when it comes to, I want to almost spit it out, but I can tell you what, y'all watch this first.
Let's talk about Speaker Johnson. He did two shows. He did Face the Nation, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But on NBC, on Meet the Press, they were trying to get Speaker Johnson to force President Trump to take an exam because Kamala Harris did, which is crazy because Kamala Harris, who's in denial about the president's cognitive malfunctions and never been called on the carpet about that, suddenly has a great interest in President Trump's overall health. Listen to this exchange.
You concede that he didn't release his medical records. You don't want to know things like his cholesterol level, whether he's dealing with any issue that we may not know about, if he's going to be commander-in-chief. And he also said he would relieve cognitive tests.
Listen to your question.
Should he release that?
The American people, Kristen, the American people don't care about the cholesterol level of Donald Trump. They care about the cost of living and the fact they cannot pay for groceries because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's policies have put them in that situation. The medical records are irrelevant. Let's talk about things that the American people care about. That's why Donald Trump is surging in the polls, because he's doing that on stages, in interviews, nonstop around the clock, and Kamala Harris has done nothing.
I mean, I have Pew pulled up. Most important issues. I do not see Donald Trump's cholesterol anywhere else. Oh, maybe it's lower. This is crazy.
It's incredible.
And meanwhile, when Carl Bernstein came out and said, you know, Biden looked like he had rigor mortis, they couldn't ask any questions about health records. What is wrong with these people? How in touch can you be?
So first of all, looking at all the Sunday school, it was a bloodbath for the media and Democrats as well. It's just so bad. And being a sports guy my entire life, it's always bad when a sports king, when they start to have fun with their opponent. The Republicans are just having fun with the media right now. Every single time. I mean, it's just like layups. Like, are you listening to yourself? Do you understand the question that you're asking? They're laughing at you in the middle of your interviews right now. I don't recall that being a time Republicans doing, but it's become so easy. They're complete lightweights now with some of the questions that they're posing. But I think this is also an issue, with all due respect, that the Democrats do not want to play. If you want to talk about the health and fitness of a president, don't look at the candidate for president. Look at the current person in the Oval Office. And there's story after story of the scripted cabinet meetings that Jill Biden is there assisting, them trying to conceal the fact that they needed Nancy Pelosi to save the day during the debt ceiling bill. I mean, there's story after story about how crazy it is right now.
Well, and you know, when you think about it, Kamala Harris started to make some hay in the polls a while back when she said, look, Donald Trump is afraid to debate me a second time. And so now what she's looking for is something else where it's like, oh, that's a question. Why is
cholesterol, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why she on Friday released her health records, because she knows he's not going to do it. She also said, look, he won't debate me again. He didn't go on 60 Minutes. The question is, do you really care about somebody's lipid levels? Are you worried about somebody's lipid levels? You know, if you're a loved one, if you're married to him or related to him, I get it. But I think people are going to vote not for Donald Trump, whether or not he's got high HDL, but what he's going to do for our
our pocketbook.
The guy does a million rallies a week. He's just fine, I can assure you.
So, Speaker Johnson, I texted him, just asked him about that exchange last night, and he said, did you see CBS? And I said, no. So I put on Face the Nation. He says they edited his video. He says he'll never agree to it again.
Wow, just
he
like
said
60
they edited.
minutes.
He says they edited. He goes, on Face the Nation, it was even more direct, but they edited it out. He goes, I did the interview to make, they made Kamala look better. They edited my video to try to make me look less effective. I will never agree to a non-live interview with CBS again.
Journalistic malpractice. It's 60 Minutes did it. The flash, the
CBS
cuts
again.
And we know they edit videos because we seen it last week what they did to Kamala. Completely took a question and lashed into another answer. I don't know if that was ever okay in media.
But to the speaker's point, Brian, that's why he will never do anything that is not live. That's why that's the problem for us. We do everything live. We would like to fix stuff. We can't.
You remember Trump said that you know you're good when they take your long answer and they have to edit you down versus Kamala, they have to edit her up. Anyway.
Yeah, you hear that? They really have the gall to ask about President Trump's health, how he is cognitively, if his cholesterol is good. Are you serious? Now y'all want to ask about somebody's health. We've been trying to tell you guys about President Joe Biden's health for the long time. He's still president, ain't he? Can we go ahead and, how about we get that done to see if he was really fit for another 4 years, like Kamala Harris claimed he was, like so many left-wing media claimed that President Biden was, like a lot of people like from The View and all them claim that President Biden was. How about we run a cognition test right now? I got some people that work under me right now, some speech pathologists. I will have them run a cognition on him, a BIMS test. Let's see how he's doing memory-wise. Oh, I forgot. That was already done when I heard recent reports saying he's just an old man with a poor memory, and y'all got pissed off about that. And Kamala Harris said, that's just blah, blah, blah. Then how is it that all of a sudden you guys change your mind? And y'all, how do you fire a president? President Biden was fired. After he did the debate with President Trump, President Biden got fired by the Dems, by the far left. He embarrassed himself. He did everything. It wasn't a surprise to us that knew that President Biden was declining mentally, was it? It was not a surprise. Well, you're a jackass. You did it. I never would ever do it. I'm not a sucker. You're a sucker. And we be Medicare. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even think he knows what he said. Anyway, so no, my point is, I love how the media try to protect him, and they can just say what they want to say and then try to switch the subject. Like J.D. Vance when he debated Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, it should have been Kamala Harris. When he debated Kamala Harris 2.0, Mike Walls, Tim Walls. I'm getting Mike Johnson and all that mixed up. See, right now, I can't even talk, folks. I'm having a little bit of Joe Bidenitis encephalopathy in my head right now, so no. But seriously, when J.D. Vance was able to check those news mediators in real time. They didn't like that. Exactly how Mike Johnson did the same exact thing to Kirsten when she tried to do the same thing to him. Watch this.
Aliens that are violating federal law. They're sending them around the country. They're putting them on taxpayer benefits, and that has enraged the country. That is why Kamala Harris's numbers are dropping in the polls. And she just said in her own words, you saw the tape there, there is no difference between her and Joe Biden. The Biden policies, Bidenomics, all the things they champion are destroying the country, and everybody knows that. And that's why Donald Trump is elected. Republicans are going to win the Senate and the House.
Mr. Speaker, we should note that FEMA funds were actually redirected on Donald Trump's watch to deal with the migrant issue. Let me ask you, you mentioned the medical records.
No, ma'am. No, wait a minute. No, hold on, wait a minute. Wait, facts are important. That is a new program that started in 2020 under Joe Biden. That funding wasn't necessary under Trump's administration because we secured the border.
Gotcha, bitch. You see that? See how she tried to hurry up and go, actually, that's not true, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, like I was saying, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, wait a minute. She's like, I was saying, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, wait a minute. I wanted to know. No, wait a minute. Let me address this. Well, actually, I was trying to move on. No, don't let her move on. I'm glad he did that because this is what these people on the far left, and I don't care if anybody on the right does it in news media, when you try to actually throw something out there and then move on with the conversation, a quick deflection, a quick derailment, and he caught it. No, ma'am. Let's get this right. Straight gave her a factectomy in real time, and she was embarrassed by it. couldn't even move on from it. Shout out to Mike Johnson for doing that, folks. What are y'all thoughts on it? Whatever y'all thoughts are, make sure you leave it in the comments below after this video. If you would like to see the next video that I would do in chronological order, it's most likely going to be up there. Things that I do as a variety on this channel that you may not know that I do that may surprise you will be down here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.